On this one, we have our friend and live second guitarist Juan Burbano doing some insane guitar shredding for his solo. Very good. Now, as well as based on The Hero with a Thousand Faces, this song is also inspired on a book called The Way of Zen by Alan Watts. At this stage of the story, the character finds himself desperate in the world, trying to find answers and the right path to follow, looking for the way to escape, confused by his inner angels and demons. We, particularly in the Western world, as different from ancient Eastern civilizations, have a way of living and perceiving everything pretty much limited to our verbal conventions and one at a time way of thinking. The contrast in which we live, the questions we ask ourselves about life and death, origin and purpose, right or wrong, good and evil, etc., etc., are all based on the assumption that there is a literally a physical self that needs or must get somewhere. On the assumption that there is, on the one side, there is an I, a literal someone who I call myself, who experiences all this, and on the other, something or other someone who causes it, when in reality there is not such. For example, let's take fire. Fire only burns as long as there is something to be burned. It only exists really in relation to the object which it burns. So in reality the burn is identical to the burner. So therefore the fire which burns is only a convention really for an element that transforms and gets transformed. So the song points out basically that our tragedy and suffering lies in our way of thinking and not really in life itself. It lies in our wishing, wanting, loving, hating, fearing. The problem is really only semantical, you could say. However, this concept doesn't really deny pain and suffering, but we could say questions how we deal with it instead. In Buddhism, all this is known as karma, the wheel of birth and death, from which one can only escape through nirvana, which means the breaking of convention by ways of spiritual exercise. This is pretty much a mental state and a way of thinking and living that only a few really manage to reach when retiring from the secular world. This wheel is represented in Buddhism with the symbol of the Baja Chakra, the round of existence. The symbol was the main inspiration for the album cover artwork. We were actually very lucky to have Mr. Nicolas interpreting and understanding accurately the concept and creating such a great piece.